good morning, and welcome to another episode of Tales of the Classroom. Now, it's been a while, but I have to admit, the past few weeks have been very busy with school starting and stuff, but I do have some juicy stories to tell you. First off, I want to start off with not a juicy story, but actually something very, very wholesome and very sweet. So, at school, I have the group of fangirls, and they are a bunch of boys and girls that I personally consider like my school daughters and my school sons, right? And they are just the sweetest, most amazing, creative bunch of teenagers, and seriously, I love those kids like they are my own sons and daughters. And one of the girls, I'm not gonna call her name, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna watch this, so you know who you're talking, you know that I'm talking about you. She has a boyfriend, and the boyfriend is also at school with us, and she was like dating him a bit before the summer holiday, and then after summer holiday, you know, we went back to school. I'm eating my lunch in one of the classrooms because it's a little more comfortable for me, and suddenly she comes to find me and she's like, "Sir, I would like you to meet someone." And I'm like, "Oh." And she's like, "Yeah, I would love you to meet my boyfriend, but he's a little bit nervous." So I'm like, So I'm like, "Come on, bring him in." And she brings her boyfriend in. You know, I stand up, I shake his hand, we talk a little bit, we laugh a little bit, and eventually this fangirl looks at her boyfriend and she says, "This is as close as meeting my dad you'll ever get." And you have to know, so her mom doesn't have a partner, right? She chose to be a single mom. But the fact that she said that, seriously, it moved my soul, right? It healed me, and tears filled up in my eyes, because this has got to be one of the sweetest things that anyone has ever said to me. And I am just so emotionally touched by that I even took the time afterwards to just go to her and tell her, like, "Hey, this means the world to me, you know." Right, so one of the other tales of the classrooms that I've never talked about before is the hydraulic press. So what is the hydraulic press about? The hydraulic press is about a story when I first started teaching. So I was teaching technology and English to the first years in high school. So these kids were like 12 years old. And we had like this hydraulic press stamping thing where you could like you put in like the shape of a metal star, and you could like literally cut out shapes of metal stars in them and just press them down and like cut it out of metal sheet, right? Like aluminum or steel, but you know, thin plates. You also had like these hard shapes and stuff, so it was fun to make like this small little project with students. And at one point there was this kid called Brian, and Brian, he was very intrigued with the machine. So the first thing that he ever did was he took his ballpoint pen and he really put it in that hydraulic press. He pressed it down, and I swear to God, it was just splat ink everywhere. And I'm like, "Brian, what the hell are you doing, man?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I just wanted to see what it did." I'm, "What the hell did you expect that it would do?" "No, I'm sorry. And he had to clean out the whole machine, right? But you have to know, this was like a class with 20 students. So I have to make sure that everyone is safe. But I can't fully focus on everyone because there are 20 of them, right? So suddenly I see Brian again with a pencil, and he puts it in there, and I'm like, Brian, what are you doing? And the moment that I say that, he just puts the pencil in, he presses the hydraulic press, and splack, pencil broken in smithereens. Like, what did you expect, you know? And I'm like, Brian, come on. Oh, I'm sorry, sir, I will fix it. And he started cleaning up the machine. And like the week after that or so, I'm helping another kid. Let's call him Arthur. And I'm helping Arthur. And from the corner of my eye, I see Brian with like these pink marker thingies. And he's like going to the hydraulic press, and I'm looking from the corner of my eye, and just the moment that I want to say, Brian, don't, he puts in the fluorescent marker, and he pulls down the hydraulic press, and it's just pink fluorescent everywhere, and it was like splat again. I'm like, Brian, come on, man, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? But he's like, but I want to discover new things. I'm like, you can discover new things, that is alright. I appreciate your enthusiasm, Brian, but for the love of God, stop putting things in the hydraulic press. And after that, like another week or so passed, and we actually had to use the hydraulic press because we were making like these little shapes and all, and it was easiest to press them all. And at one point, I'm making sure that like other kids don't accidentally saw off their own fingers and file off their own nails and stuff. And I'm telling Brian, and I'm looking at Brian, and Brian is putting his hands, literally his hand, underneath the hydraulic press. I'm like, so I yell at him, I'm like, Brian, what are you doing? Stop. So I run over to him and I pull him away, and he looks at me dead in my eyes and says, but I just want a little star shape in my hand. And I'm like, Brian, you have literally seen the power of that hydraulic press in the past couple of weeks. You have been scolded and called out for using the machine for purposes that it's not intended to be used for. But it seems to you like a great idea to literally press a star shape in your hands. And he was like, yeah, I think it will be nice. I'm like, no, Brian, no. You are not doing that. You are my responsibility. I am not, I repeat, not allowing you to do that. And he was so upset. He was so upset. He was even so upset that even his mother wrote me an email saying that it was rude for me not to grant her son the pleasure that he wanted, because he just wanted to further discover himself. And I'm like, ma'am, are you aware that this is a hydraulic press and he would just crush his own hand? And she never even actually replied to that email. What can I say, man? Kids are pretty wild. Is here. The wee-woos at an elementary school. Wow. So one thing that I wanted to talk about is people ask me quite a lot now, like, oh my god, you're so popular, you're so famous, like how much has your life changed with getting that many followers? And I have to be brutally honest. First off, the number of followers you have shouldn't define you as a person. I mean, I still feel the same way as when I started last year and I didn't even have 1,000 followers yet. And I think that's a good and a correct mindset, because Every day I still wake up early, I do my morning workouts, I go to school, I work, I put in a lot of effort for my students, I try to be there for my community, I try to be there for my partner and my friends, and honestly, the amount of followers I have, it doesn't make me feel special or important or whatever, and it honestly doesn't matter to me. As I said before, the amount of followers you have shouldn't define you, who you are as a person. And if you do, I mean, that's good for you then, I suppose, but a number shouldn't define your actions or who you are. So, am I a popular Belgian biker? I have no idea. I don't feel popular, and honestly, I don't need to be. I'm just happy that I can do my own thing and that I'm getting so many positive, happy messages. And in the process, I get to ride my motorcycle, which is like the best thing ever. So, honestly, I'd say I feel pretty normal, and I like staying with both feet on the ground and being normal.